So in this video I thought I'd show you how to connect to a VNC server and how to set up your own VNC server. So the reason you might want to do that is that right now, especially while we're in lockdown, it's very useful to be able to connect remotely to other computers. So this might be your office PC or a university PC or even someone else's PC that has some data or some files or some sort of program that you want to use that you don't have on your own PC. And so the reason VNC is ideal for this is that it allows you to connect to an X session that's already running. So rather than connecting via SSH, where you can still remotely control and remotely access files, this is a lot more like actually, walking up to the PC that's already turned on, just sit down and do what you like with it. And you get that graphic environment that you don't get with SSH. So to begin with, let's take a look at connecting to a VNC server. So the package that I would recommend for this is Tiger VNC. Now, Tiger VNC actually has everything in one package. So if we scroll down here, we'll see different programs are available in the Tiger VNC package. So server, viewer, different kinds of servers, and you can set passwords and whatnot. This is just everything in one. What we need if we just want to connect to an already running VNC server is VNC Viewer. So you'll want to install Tiger VNC if you don't already have it. As the website states, it's actually already packaged with an awful lot of Linux distributions, but if it doesn't come with yours, it'll be in your repository. It's a really popular package. So I'm just going to run VNC Viewer. Nope. And we're met with this little GUI here. So you can save and load different profiles if you're going between different machines. The IP that I have here is just a local IP address for my ThinkPad, which is sitting next to me here running X11 VNC. So we're going to hit connect. It asks us for a password. Most VNC servers will have some sort of password because otherwise anyone could connect to them, right? So enter my password, say OK. And here we have, I'll move it over to a different window. Here we have my ThinkPad, so we can type different things into here. We can control it remotely. It's right here. And you can see, and we can see on, well, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. The cursor's moving on the ThinkPad here. Not sure if you can see that. But yeah, so that's more like a remote control where you're actually sitting at the computer. So we're going to close that now. So if we press F8, that will bring up this context menu. And we say exit viewer. And that's going to close that session. So that's all you really need to know to connect to a VNC server. From there, you can just treat that session as if you're using that computer, because as I say, it's just complete remote control. So next, how would we set up our own VNC server? There are two main options for this, I would say. So the way that I did just there with my ThinkPad, where it took an existing X session and allowed someone to connect to that, that's using the X11 VNC package. So I can't actually remember if I've installed it on here. I haven't installed it on here, but as you can see, very small package size. That's only 2.5 megabytes. So we're going to say yes. And if we open up the manual, here we have a very detailed manual. There are a lot of options you can give X11 VNC. It's maybe slightly, I wouldn't even say it's slightly more difficult than Tiger VNC's server, but all you really need to know for basic usage is if you just run x11 VNC, it'll start the server, no problem. So x11 VNC, it started, that's it. That's all you need to know. I'll just hit, yeah. But if you do this, there won't be any password on the server, and you probably want a password. So how would we make a password here? So we say x11 VNC dash, let me remember, I wrote this down, store password, that's what it is. So store, STOREPASSWD, so word is shortened there. So say store password, and it asks, okay, enter the password, and it's hidden in the TTY, so you can't, I don't know, I think I made a mistake there. And it asks, do you want to write it to your home directory .vnc/password, and we'll say yes, and it writes it there. Now this is encrypted, it doesn't store it as is, it's not like just your password isn't just sitting there in a file, so don't worry about that, it's more secure than that. And that's how we make a password. How do we get it to use the password? Because it won't actually use the password by default. So we run x11 VNC, and what is it? Let me check. Sorry, I didn't write that one down, I should have. RFB auth, so RFB auth, and then we give it a path to the file. So home billy.vnc, the password, start it, no issues. And so that's how you would start it with a password like I just showed you. The ThinkPad one was running. So that's a basic rundown. If you need anything, if you need to do anything more complicated than that, just type man x11 VNC, and everything that you need is in this manual. It's very well written manual, and you can search through for different keywords if you need to. So that's x11 VNC. Now I did mention there's another one. So that's the one that comes with Tiger VNC, and that's called VNC Server. It's actually got fewer options. So this is the manual here. Well, that's it in HTML. VNC Server, very simple to use. Again, just running VNC Server will start the server. So the main difference here is that VNC Server from Tiger VNC will start a new X session. So it mentions here, right at the very beginning of the description, the Perl script, which simplifies the process of starting an X VNC server, starts a window manager on the VNC desktop. So that means rather than using the existing X session that we've already got, it starts a new one. This is possibly useful if you're running like a headless desktop. Well, at that point it's probably a server, but if you're running a headless computer and you want to connect to it with a graphical interface, then this is probably what you want to do because there's no X session already started. And again, all you really need to do is run this command, and you can set, where are we? It has its own program for setting a password right here. So you can do the same thing as we did with the x11 VNC. Set a password. Let's close that. Set a password. You can connect to that, and it all works very much the same. So I hope this has been useful. I hope you now know how to connect to your VNC or how to start a new VNC server on your desktop or on, I don't know, your VPS, any sort of, any machine, really. If this video was useful, please do consider subscribing. I'm going to be doing some more videos like this, different Linux tutorials, different software packages that might be useful. So yeah, see you next time.